I never used to understand why women would get so annoyed when people would say that their baby looks like their husband. I thought, like, surely that's a compliment. Now that I've been through it, the best way I can describe it is it's like you've done a school project with someone and you did all the work, but then they get all the credit.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see a woman crying in her car, feeling empty, alone, and lost in life. We'll also analyze the advice of several feminists who, instead of helping, only drag more women into misery. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers before March, and with your support, we can make it happen. Don't forget to leave us your comments and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's get started.
I'm probably going to delete this after I post it, but on the off chance that I can help one person or someone will be able to relate, I don't know how else to put this, but I feel like I'm failing at life. Every single aspect. I am 25 and I have never been more unhappy. I don't have a relationship, which is fine, but I also don't feel like I have friendships. I'm failing at my job and just being made to feel like I'm not good enough. The few relationships I have with people in my family honestly just don't feel very healthy for me. I just want to put this out there and be vulnerable for anyone who feels that way, to know that you're not alone, coming from someone who thought she did it all. I've got 3 million people on here, but somehow I'm still failing at everything, even when there are a million reasons to give up. I hope you do what I'm doing and you keep going, because maybe it gets better one day. That's what I tell myself.
When I was young, I always heard older women advising the younger ones, get married and find a good man. This woman seems to have everything: followers, maybe a good job, financial stability, yet she still feels empty. This happens due to the lack of a male partner by her side. We constantly hear women say, "I'd rather be alone, I choose the bear," or "single women are happier." But when you look at reality, many of them seem anything but happy. Even the author who wrote a book about the happiness of being single ended up getting married and saying she had never been happier. That emptiness becomes even more apparent when the wall approaches, because the wall doesn't forgive. That's when they realize that more money, more trips, and more parties no longer bring the same excitement. They start feeling the need to build something real and lasting. Because, as I said before, time and the wall do not forgive.
To my girlies in their 30s, time isn't running out. It's not. Feels like it is. If you look at social media, oh my God, you're running out of time. It's not. It's not. Other people will make you feel like you're running out of time because they want everyone to do what they're doing so they feel better about their choices. There's no race, like there's no checkered flag at the end of life where they're like, she did it all. Extra stars for when you're dead. Your 30s, travel. Tell people how you really feel. Don't lie to your therapist. And be okay to not be okay. And be okay with missing out, because staying in is more fun.
Stop it. Get some help.
Every speech sounds nice when you have money. But when you don't, that life of travel and freedom isn't feasible. This woman can afford her Instagram life because she's an actress, she has money, and she lives well. But what about the average woman? The one who doesn't have financial stability, who reaches 30 without getting married, who lives on a small salary with no family to support her. Do you really think she's having the time of her life? Instead of giving productive advice, her best suggestion is, don't lie to your therapist. That's the same as me telling you, if you're alone, just buy a cat. Instead of telling women to prioritize what truly matters, she sells them the idea that time never runs out and that traveling and missing out on things is the ideal choice. Brothers, misery loves company. Women like this only create more single women, because the worst enemy of a woman is another woman.
Men do not have your best interest. Instead of working on themselves and elevating themselves, they would rather ruin you. I was tagged in a video, which it was a joke. It was a skit by a couple of the woman standing in the kitchen being like, the gym is making her look a little too good, making her look like she's out of my league. Pans over to the man. He's like handing her ice cream or high-calorie fattening food because he wants her to be less beautiful, because he is threatened by her beauty. And this we see across the board. Men don't feel like enough, and oftentimes men are not enough for the women that they are around. The women around them are settling for less simply because they want proximity to relationship and romance, but these men are okay with that. They want to ruin you. We see this often when a woman is becoming more successful within her career, and then all of a sudden she's pregnant. All of a sudden a man wants to get married. All of a sudden he wants to have kids at the peak of her career. They do this to dismantle you. They do this to knock you down. They do this so that the attention comes off of you and onto them. It is a form of control. There is a reason they are so upset by women choosing to be single and to be child-free, because then in that way, they're not able to control those women.
You see what I'm saying, brothers? Misery loves company. This woman has a clear agenda against men. Everything a man does must be criticized, ridiculed, or insulted. But is there a single man who, in her eyes, does something right? No, because she doesn't even like men. So why does she think she has the right to insult them or dictate how they should behave in a relationship when she herself would never be in one? If a woman doesn't want jokes, children, family, taking care of a man, or being prioritized by one, then she should stay alone. Because being in a relationship means caring about the other person's needs. I'm sure the woman in the example prefers to look attractive for her man, and even if he's jokingly feeding her, that doesn't change their relationship or her self-esteem. No man wants his woman to look less attractive to him. But these types of women see pregnancy and motherhood as a curse when so many women dream of becoming mothers. Like I said, this is just another woman with an agenda against men.
This seems like common sense, but I'm going to say anyways. I'm not lucky that I have a good husband. I have a good husband because I married a good man. People keep commenting on my TikTok that I'm lucky I have such a good husband, I'm lucky that he puts up with this, blah, blah, blah. Luck didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, he was a good man when we were dating, so I married him. Good men turn into good husbands. Bad boyfriends don't make good husbands. I knew when I was dating Caden that he would be a great husband and a great father. So I chose to marry him and then bear his children. It wasn't luck. It wasn't like a coin flip. I knew who he was, and I knew I wanted to build a life with him. Somebody commented that her partner would strangle her if she acted like I did, and it was like, you should get a new partner.
Oh my God! Wow!
Exactly, but many women who chase after Chad don't understand this. Then, they blame all men for their bad choices when the responsibility was always theirs. In any relationship, there are clear signs. Some show that you have a good partner, while others are obvious red flags. But many women choose to ignore them because they cling to the fantasy that the bad boy will change for them. The reality is that a womanizer rarely changes. So, congratulations to this woman for recognizing that she has a good man and for giving him the value and place he deserves.
What does he get in return? I think I should answer that. So I get a...
If you haven't watched that video, please watch it. But I cut it just when this interviewer asked the man, what do you bring to the table to the wife? And I just love how the husband interjected and was like, I will answer that actually. And I will let you know the value that she brings to me. I'm not going to let you embarrass her and have her prove her worth to you, a stranger. Like, I just made a video on this, but this is why, girls, it's so important not to just go after the provider, but go after the protector as well. It's not good enough to have a golden retriever type energy man who cannot protect you. And it's not protecting in the sense of, oh my goodness, if there's a threat on the street, he's going to be able to defend me. Of course, that's important. But I'm talking about protecting your honor. Okay? Like, is a man going to allow you to get embarrassed? Because I'm telling you right now, that would be, I already know it's like the biggest turn off for a lot of women, but I know that would be the end for me at that point. Like if you were able to stand next to me and not defend me or pretty much check the man that's trying me, what the heck is going on? That's the question. Anyway, so like I said, or if I didn't say this already, please watch the video because you're going to get full context. Okay. But it's not enough to date a provider. I'm sorry. It's not enough. You have to date a man who's dominant and who truly is not afraid to have a backbone, like who has that assertiveness and is not afraid to flex and to check those men that want to disrespect you, even if it's not intentional. Like, I'm sure this interviewer guy, like, this is part of his like work and livelihood, so he has to kind of make this controversial content anyway. But if you were caught in between a man who's just super sweet and super cute and kind and whatever, but he is unwilling, and you've experienced this before, he's unwilling to actually stand up for you, that to me is an absolute loss. So I hope this is a learning curve, girls.
I think he's right about some things. A protective man will also defend his woman's honor, especially if she is a good woman. But let's be clear, the interviewer wasn't asking uncomfortable questions. He simply asked something basic. What do you bring to this man's life? The fact that a woman doesn't mention a financial contribution isn't an issue, because most men, myself included, aren't looking for money from a woman. We look for care, acts of service, the qualities of a good mother, and most importantly, respect. That's why I applaud the man for stepping up and answering the question, highlighting his woman's qualities. But honestly, a woman who is truly doing things right in her relationship shouldn't feel offended by a question like this. What do you think, brothers? We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. Why do you think many women get offended when asked what they bring to a relationship? Is it fair for some women to blame all men for their bad relationship choices instead of taking responsibility? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.